It's time for the ZDL Semifinals. And your Pittsburgh Steelixers are taking on DStroyR, coach of the Washington Wake. Now, I am having to use this POV for my video because my recording got messed up. There was a lot of interference from outside. So I don't really feel comfortable uploading it. However, I did stream the game on my main channel, so if you want to check out my POV, if you're interested, and you don't really care about outside interference too much, you can check it out, link in the description below. I hope DStroyR doesn't mind me using his video for my own, but I'm sure he's cool with it. He's the GOAT. But it's ZDL semis. It's my very first semis ever, and it's kind of ironic how it's in the ZDL. My first ever draft league was ZDL Season 1. So to be here, my very first semis being in ZDL Season 2, it kind of feels scripted, wouldn't you say? Now, taking down Thriller last week has put me into this position. Last time I played DStroyR, it was actually week 5 of said ZDL Season 1, and I got shit on. So hopefully, that doesn't happen again, and I can prove that I can make it to finals, and maybe, just maybe, I can win. It would be pretty nice, after all. Now, there's nothing left for me to say other than good luck to you, my brother. Because after all, it's time to do. Now he is Terra Bug on his Colossal, and I'm Terra Grass on my Venomoth. So based on the Terra type, he does have the advantage. I'm going to go ahead and lead off with my Iron Moth to break early. Shouts to the loyal Bandito for helping me with the team. The Planeers always lead Iron Moth. If he leads Great Tusk, I can Terra Grass Energy Ball it. If he leads, and there's no Salamence, there's no Terra Salamence on the other side. So that definitely helps me out a lot too. If he leads Sneasler, I Psychic. If he leads Magirna, I Fire Dance. If he leads Colossal, I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. As you saw, he is going to lead that Terra Bug Colossal. And let the battle begin. Helios! So yeah, I'm going to lead off with my Iron Moth. He's going to lead off with the Colossal. And turn 1 here, I am going to show my Booster Energy, Booster Special Attack, which is intentional, by the way. It is meant to be Booster Special Attack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just say that I'm going to go. But I'm going to Psychic here turn 1, just in case he does want to try and Terra Bug in my face. That way I can Fiery Dance, because he doesn't want to Terra Grass here, I would imagine, to make sure I don't get crapped on by a Rock move. Energy Ball does do about half, close to it, but I don't want to risk it in case he doesn't go Terra Bug now. He is Spadef invested. But it is my best play here, just to go on ahead and go for it. So I'm going to go ahead and click the Psychic button. I do Terra here. I do Terra my Grass Terra. Helios! I do go for the Psychic, which is going to do literally no damage. Don't even get this with Death Drop. And he does Fire Spit to trap me, which I think is some crazy work, some crazy tag. That fire spin chip is going to be very annoying, but because of Iron Moth's good natural death, and the fact that if fire spin is a weak move, it's not going to do too much damage. It's now we'll have the limit to make. Is he going to tear a bug this time, or is he going to stay his rock fire typing in front of my Iron Moth? This time, I am going to click the energy ball. I don't think he's going to do too much to me. I do go for my energy ball, and that does a lot more damage this time, and I get some death drop this time for good measure, as into the injury he heavy slams, which does a considerable chunk of damage. Another one will kill me. However, I think I can kill with another energy ball, especially after that -1 defense drop. However, I forget to take into account that he hasn't Terra yet, and I believe he decided to tear a bug here. However, I still think with that -1, I can get the kill, just because he is -1, and I am Terra Grass Future Special Attack. So I do decide to lock in on Energy Ball here, hoping and praying for the KO. So as you'll see here, he decides he wants to Terra here. Terra Bug his Colossal, which, as you can probably imagine on my side, wasn't really a delight scene, because I could have predicted that. I didn't, because I forgot that he still had that in the back. But I am just going to Energy Ball here, hoping and praying that he KOs. I think he will. It does not. He does take out my Iron Moth here, turn 3, but Helios did do a number on the Colossal, so it's fine. I think. I hope. Right? I'm not going to get punished for this, right? Well, because this is one of his 2 rapid spinners, I decided to go out into Jace to go ahead and get a spike up. I think it's a fine play to go ahead and try and do that. Because, I mean, hey, why not, right? So I think I'm going to go for a Ceaseless here. He is just going to go ahead and let this thing go. And I do hit my Ceaseless. And I do get the KO. I get the crit that did not matter for to save his life. But I do take out the Colossal and his Terramon. So now we are Terrorless for the remainder of the game. And the spikes go up on his side of the field, as you'll see. Now, because I Ceaseless, Rillaboom and Magearna are pretty free here if he wants to stop for Scarf. Great Tusk is as well. Like, he has 4 Dark Resist on his side. Like, if he as long as he doesn't, well, he has 3 Dark Resist and a Rillaboom. So as long as he doesn't go into Ursa Ring, like, he's good. I kind of have to switch out. He does go out into the Rillaboom. And I do have to fear Grassy Glide or potentially the knockoff here coming out. Knockoff isn't too scary considering that Jace outspeeds the remainder of what he has. But U-Turn and Grassy Glide are. He might not to try and catch Giratina on a switch-in. But I'm going to make the play out in the Sandy Cheeks. It doesn't really make too much sense to have it around. If I can get rocks up, that's fine. But I am going to make the play out in the Sandy Cheeks. It's not really a Pokemon that I need anymore. So I am just going to go ahead and make the play out into it and keep Jace around for later, because Jace is going to be very important for what's to come. So as you see, I'm going to make a switch out here into my Sandy Cheeks. Suddenly short, so it's going to hit the field and take what I assume is going to be a knockoff, which it is. And it does a decent chunk, it's about a third. Knocks off my boots. And now there is a decision to make. Is he going to Grassy Glide me? I have the speed advantage. I can go ahead and get my rocks up right now if I feel like it. And even though he has Great Tussy in the back, I think I am going to go ahead and click the Stealth Rock here. Grassy Glide does kill from the range I am at. But does he think I'm going to stay in? Does he think I'm going to stay in? Because I don't need to. Frankie is going to be my endgame, the Metagross. And if I can keep everything down until then, it doesn't really matter too much to me. He does Grassy Glide here, that doesn't take out my Sandy Cheeks, which is unfortunate. And he's supposed to crit for good measure. As you can tell, this is going to be a pretty hacksy game. A lot of crits. A lot of crits. And a lot of them don't even matter either. He's now getting full thanks to grassy terrain. Healing, I am going to bring out the Demon Clefable, my angel here. Angel for me, demon for him. Now this is the classic I'm unaware sword power set, mainly for Magearna Calm Mind, but if he doesn't go Sneasel here, he's throwing. I said it in my POV, if he doesn't go Sneasel here, he's throwing, because I have Cosmic Power on this set. And my plan is to set up a bunch of CPs to eat a bunch of hits from his Mons, and do big damage to everything he has in return, and try to break as early as possible with Clefable. He is going to U-turn here to just to get some extra chip damage, which, you know, completely valid. But instead of going Unbird and Sneasel here, which would have made more sense in my opinion, well, he goes out into Magearna here, I think. And I'm like, buddy, what are you doing? Like, you're literally throwing by not going into Sneasler. And I think he realizes that because I show Cosmic Power. And I'm even in front of Magearna. I have a weakness policy on Clefable. If he was a Flash Cannon me, he doesn't have it. But if he was a Flash Cannon me, I mean, be my guest. I mean, literally, be my guest. Magearna took Spike damage, so I know it's not Boots. So I'm going to go ahead and Cosmic Power again. He just Volt Switches, which isn't going to do anything, despite me being Magic XP Max Special Attack. He's now going to take the opportunity to go out to Ursaring for a Guts-boosted Facade, which, fair. You know, like, that's going to do the amount of damage to me, even though I will be at +2, because, as you can see, I Cosmic Powered again. I live a Facade here. Facade is only doing, I think, about maybe 2/3, maybe just 60%. It's doing a lot of damage, but I'm at +2. I definitely take one. So I'm going to lock in on Sword Power here. Moonblast does do more, but I accidentally clicked on Sword Power anyways. But looking back now, I'm pretty sure it killed. I'm pretty sure it killed regardless, just because 100 base power, you know, with +2 special attack, without a Violite Ursaring on the other side, should definitely still kill it. Well, max special attack anyways, but however, it kind of does hit crit. Which is a very big crit for him, because that crit definitely mattered. We'll never know if it's a power of code or not. Maybe someone can run the calc in chat. Because I did not. But, anyways. Now I'm kind of just screwed because I don't really know what I want to do. There's not really much I can do without the Fable around to try and break. So I kind of just have to go out into Jace again and make a read. And that's exactly what I'm going to try and do. I could go for Cecil's here to get another hazard up, but he has 3 dark resists in the back and a Rillaboom that he can go out into. Cecil doesn't really feel like the most optimal play. However, he only has 1 Razor Shell resistance. So I said, you know what? Let's lock on to Razor Shell here. And if he wants to stay in and try and see if he can live, that's fine. I think he was scared of Sacred Sword, which, you know, makes sense. But I am just going to go ahead and lock on the Razor Shell. And hopefully Rillaboom is not the Mon that pushes in. So he's going to withdraw Ursaring, and he's going to go out into Magearna. So that's good. That it's not Rillaboom coming in. And take spikes damage. I'm going to lock on the Razor Shell. And I'm going to get the defense drop, which is huge. Meaning that he has to switch into Rillaboom here. Now, I don't have a good switch into Rillaboom. I could go out into my Giratina, but I want to save health on that for Steezler. So, and I'm Scarf locked in. Maybe I could have saved it and got my Scarf knocked off. If I got my Scarf knocked off, I would easily Ceaseless here, but I can't. So what I'm going to do is I am going to lock on Razor Shell again. And even though I know for a fact that Rillaboom is coming in here, there's really nothing I can do about it. Except for maybe pray and hope that I get another defense drop and scare it out. So then comes the Rillaboom, and I am going to click Razor Shell here. And I have him Scarf locked in. There's just a Grassy Surge. And Razor Shell comes in. Doesn't do too much, but another defense drop. Another Razor Shell will not kill it, but it's going to do a decent chunk of damage. And putting it into range of Metagross for a potential endgame. His bulk pieces are getting chipped and chipped down more and more the longer we sit here. And as you can see, we're in a very offensive team. I just click Razor Shell here. He does not click Grassy Glide for some reason. He clicks U-turn, which does score the crit. The crit does kind of matter. Because he's under range of Throat Chop and Steezler, and he doesn't have a close combat beam. He doesn't have to. Which means I am kind of forced to stay in if he does go out into it, just so that way I don't risk any damage on Giratina. But with Magearna and Rillaboom chipped down, I can afford to stay in on Magearna. I think. I would imagine. So yeah, he is in fact the Grassy Seed set with the Unburden. Makes sense, considering that he does have a Rillaboom. And now I have a decision to make. Do I stay in and let this thing kill me? Or do I try to make a read and go out into Giratina? I could stay in and go for the Razor Shell and get damage on this thing, which makes sense. But with the 2 defense shot, but with the defense uses some grassy seed, which I forgot about to be honest. He is free to SD here to potentially KO my Giratina with Throat Chop. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to go for the SD here. And I'm scared. I go for the Razor Shell with Jace. And he lives. Thanks to the Grassy Seed. He is in Giratina range now. It might have been Giratina range before. But better safe than sorry. Take my chip of Jace to guarantee the KO of Giratina. That's the plan here. That's the thought process. I do kill Razor Shell if it does want to get greedy, but there's really no point for him to get greedy. Because Razor Shell can miss, and he only kills Giratina if he's +3. And he's +2 right now. So he has an SE again to kill Giratina and sweep me. He does just go for the CC though. And which is good for me because that means now I'm definitely in Giratina range. Jace goes down, and now I am forced to bring out Giratina here. Like I have to. Because Metagross is not living a +2 Throat Chop. At least I don't think it is. So I am bringing in hello, my Giratina, finally hitting the field, showing her beautiful shiny, and I have to hope and pray that I live the Throat Chop here. And click Shadow Ball, and hope and pray that I live the Throat Chop. I think I do. I'm quite confident I do. If it is a roll, it's a roll in my favor, heavily. There's no point for me to make a read because my only 2 Pokemon left are this in Metagross. I Throat Chop here, Throat Chops, and I barely survive. I'm a max attack, max special attack Giratina, so I was a little worried. Not gonna lie, but thanks to Giratina's natural bulk, I am able to live that. The grass does go away. I am relaxed nature, so I am speed lowering. But now, whatever comes in, I have to keep my chip on. If it's Rillaboom, he kills me with Grassy Glide. If it's Great Tusk, he kills me with Ice Spinner. But he also might out speed because I am relaxed nature. So I decide to go ahead and go for the Shadow Sneak just to get some chip damage on this thing because I want to make sure that I don't take too much, that I at least have some damage on this thing for Frankie in the back. So I am going to Shadow Sneak here, get some chip on the Great Tusk. Doesn't do too much because the Great Tusk is a natural bulky guy. The Icer does come in and it does KO my Giratina. Giratina goes down, but she definitely did what she needed to do in taking out the Sneasler. Now Metagross is the only Pokemon I have left, but it's the only one I need. With 2 of the Pokemon chipped down, as long as I can live a hit here and proc my weakness policy, it could very well be GG. But I am 9 HP, and I did have to run a lot of speed to respect Salamence. I live in EQ, but I don't know if I live a Headlong Rush. I go for an Agility, just in case it does have some speed on something in the bag. Like, it could be fast Rillaboom or Magearna for all I know. He's not, and so I didn't have to, but I didn't know at the time. And Headlong does just straight up KO me. It's unfortunate. He is going to get the win and advance to finals to play my GOAT, Zach Mander. Really wish that I could have gotten a, Zach Bowl, finals, because I did beat him week 1. But, it's fine. The main thing was the crit on Clefable. That was the main thing. Would that have mattered long term based off the Great Tusk set alone? Probably not. But, I mean, if he wasn't adamant on Great Tusk, I mean, there might have been a chance. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't out of it. Maybe he was jolly. I'm just stupid. I don't know. Because he did have speed investment for Iron Moth after a +1 rapid spin. So, GG to my GOAT, DStroyR. I'm glad to have given him a good game. And, it's a rough way to end the season, but we had a good one. And I am content with the way things ended. I will see you all for more Draft League videos in the future. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I'm actually behind on uploading, so I'll get to that immediately after this video is out. And starting in May, we will be drafting for my very first Draft League season that I am hosting. I am commissioning a Draft League, the STDL Season 1 Single-Type Draft League. And it is a mono-type league. I currently have myself and 5 others. If you want to join the Discord. Link in the description below. I will see you all there. And maybe, just maybe, we can have some fun together. Now, I gotta go. I rambled on for far too long. And I will see you all in the next one. And make sure that you guys stay goated. I am your coach in the Pittsburgh Sixers. My name is Zach Attack. I hope you all have a glorious day. And I will most certainly see you all on the flip side. Peace! And do not forget, subscribe for more peak content.